So the next thing that I'm going to be showing is the BI that we've been working on. So we've worked with a few customers on this that have helped us shape this platform. But basically what we've done is we've utilized Microsoft BI, so the biggest business intelligence provider in the world. And what we've done is we've hooked in the PromoServe system into these BI dashboards. So rather than you having to run manual reports, you're getting live data. Every hour it does the push, and then you can utilize that data either by looking at it on screen. You can put these into presentations, you can export them to spreadsheets if you need to get a facts and figures type thing. So yeah, there's a ton of stuff you can do, and you can also use it on your mobile as well. So if you're on the go and you need to see kind of what your customers purchased over a multiple year period, what their top products are, anything like that, then you can utilize it. So I'll just do a bit of an overview of each one quickly, and then I can show you in a bit more detail each of the dashboards that we've set up. So firstly, we did a customer trends one, just so you can see what your customers are purchasing. So this one is where you can say over time what your customers' top products are. We've got the job tracker. So that utilizes your jobs that you're processing through PromoServe. So it'll show you what you've got coming up today, this week, this month, just in an easy way. And then it uses a traffic light system so you can see any bottlenecks in the order process. There's the sales by rep dashboard. So that's going to be your daily dashboard that you'd use for sales. So what you're able to see on this one is all of your annual figures. So you can flick between 2024 back to the beginning of time. And then you can also see throughout the day how many quotes people are doing, how many sales orders, and then also you can see a monthly total as well. And then along with that, you can see like the top products that you're quoting and ordering. The next sales dashboard, this is more of like a higher level dashboard. So this is where you can see year on year how your customers are doing, how your reps are doing, and then utilize that information. So this one is really good for on the go, for example. So if you need to know what kind of products one of your customers purchasing, you can easily pull the dashboard up and see that information. And then the next one is the leads dashboard. So this utilizes the information that you're putting into your quotes. So what you'll be able to see here is where you're getting your business from. So as long as you tag your quotes with their source, then you'll be able to see, right, it looks like we're getting 20% from e-shots, for example, 5% from word of mouth. So it gives you simple insights like that you can use to make decisions on marketing. And you can also tag why you may have lost business. So is it going to be on price? Is it on relationship, for example? And it'll show you insights about why a quote might have gone all the way to order stage. So that just gives you information about that. The next one is the stock valuation. So if you are using the stock side of PromoServe, then this will give you an overview of your stock. So in terms of quantities and value, it'll also give you an overview of what you've got going out and what you're expected to come in, just so that if there's anything that you might not plan for, you're able to see that on the screen. The next one is the debtors and creditors. So this is pivoting more to the accounting side. So all in one place, you can see any customers that owe you money or any suppliers that you owe money to. It'll also use that to build a cash flow as well. And it'll be able to show you what customers you've got the most outstanding invoices with, like their top 10. And then same for the suppliers as well. So it'll just give you that information there. So if there's somebody that you're like, oh, wow, they owe us a lot of money, then you'll be able to see that easily. The next one is the supplier trends. So this will show you over however long you want. So you can put a date range in on this one. It'll say, right, this is how much we've spent with suppliers. Then it'll give you a breakdown of the products that you're purchasing from those suppliers. So if, for example, you might not necessarily know that, oh, over the last 3 years, we've spent, say, 500 grand on a certain pen, you can then leverage that to say, we are buying a lot of these products over a certain amount of time. Is there anything that you can do for us on price? Because we seem to be buying these volumes consistently from you. And then the last one is the product trends. So this is a really cool dashboard where it will give you a list of all the months that you've done business. And then if, for example, there was a really good month and you're like, oh, why have we had such a fantastic month? You can click on it And then on the right-hand side, what it'll do is it'll compile a list of all of your categories and products that you've sold in that period to say, right, have we sold a lot of bottles? Have we sold a lot of pens? So that you know exactly what reason you got those sales, if you've got any months that are better than others. So what I'll do at this point, I'm going to show you some of the dashboards in a bit more detail, just so you've got something visual that you can look at. Here we go. The first one that I'm going to show you today is the daily sales dashboard. So this is what you'd use maybe on a TV screen in the office. So you're able to see today's sales. So this is just some example data that we've got in here. So we can see the salespeople. So you'd have all your salespeople on here. And then you've got your number of quotes, the quote value, number of orders, and then order value. And then below that, you've got your monthly running total. So you've got your outline of your salespeople. And again, how many quotes you've done, quote value, orders, order value. And then to the right-hand side, we've got all of the different years from day dot of using the system to the most recent. And then if you did want to look at the information from previous years, all you have to do is click on those. Where historically, you might need to go and build a report, export it to Excel, total everything up. You can do this with a click of a button. On the right-hand side, you've got your total sales for the month versus budget. So within PromoServe, you can load budgets in, and it will use that information to calculate the budget there. Below that, you've got your top performing products. So what this will do is give you a top performing products for the year. So if we've got 2023 ticked, for example, it'll give us the top products for that year, just so we know what our top sellers are. And again, you can flick through previous year to see what your top sellers have been over time. The next one is the debtors and creditors tracker. So this is the accounting one. So this is where you can select a particular supplier if you want to, or particular customer. You can change the date range here using these two sliders. And then on the right there, you can see your cash flow. So you can see payments received, payments made using these bars. And then the amber one is what your cash flow is. So you can see that at a glance over time. And then on the bottom left, you've got your aged debtors. So you'll be able to see a list of all of your customers. And then over time, what their balances are. And then on the right-hand side, you've got your aged creditors. So you'll be able to see a list of all your suppliers. And then again, what you owe them or what they owe you over time, if there is anything outstanding. We've got along the top here, the unpaid sales invoice value, and then unpaid supplier invoice value. So everything you really need in one place from an accounting perspective to chase cash. So the next one that we did is the job tracker dashboard. So this is the one that uses your job bags. So I've got the job tracker here. So on this one, you can see any overdue jobs. You can see jobs due today, due this week, and then due this month. So you'll easily be able to see what you've got coming up. And then this will give you this list down here. So you've got your job number, customer number, and then the job status, so where it's at right now. And then you've got your target date, how many days until it's due or overdue. And then you've got your order flow here. So this uses a traffic light system. So if it's red, it means it's not been done yet. And then if it's gray, it's like it's not got to that stage. And then if it's green, it means it has been done. So as you can see, I've got quite a lot of sales orders that I need to send out. So I'll work on that after this. Along the left-hand side, you can drill it down by customer. So if you want to see all the jobs for a particular customer, you can do that. You can change it by the job owner. So if you want to give this dashboard to somebody so that they can see their jobs, you can go in and change that job owner to them so that they can see what they've got coming up. You can do it by, you can limit it by status. And then you can also see the overdue jobs, anything due today, anything due this week, and then anything due this month. So matching what we've got along the top there. So this one is the product trends dashboard that I was referring to earlier. So what you can do here is you can put your date range in on the left. And then if we had a really good month, you'll be able to click on one of these options. And then to the right-hand side, you'll be able to see the top performing categories in that time, and then also the top 50 selling products during that time, just so that you can easily see what your top sellers have been. If you've had a fantastic month and you're not quite sure as to why. Now, the next one is the sales dashboard. So this is the more high-level sales dashboard. So using this, you can see things like comparisons from year on year for your customers or for your representatives. So if you want to know how your salespeople are doing over time, then you can see that here. So comparing 22 to 23, for example, for both customers and reps. Now, when you set this, on the bottom right-hand side, you'll be able to see the top performing products and then the sales by customer for your reps as well and for your customers. So you'll be able to see at a high level how your customers have been doing or your reps, and then what products they've been purchasing or buying. And then in here, you can see sales by rep over time. And then on the bottom left-hand side, you'll be able to see the total quote value, total number of quotes, sales for the current year, and then number of orders for the current year. So you'll be able to see some totals down there on the bottom left-hand side. So this one is the sales leads dashboard. So this is the one that utilizes your quote information. So what you're able to do here is see who your top leads are, and then also your top converting customers. Now, it might be, for example, this customer at the top I've got, and they are, well, quoting them quite a lot for not many orders. We've quoted them 2,661 times, but we've only got 6 quotes out of them. Not very good. So what we could potentially do with that customer is say, right, rather than us spending all this time putting quotes in, it might be worth pointing them to a website so that they can do their own inquiries maybe. And then we can see here the total quotes by sales reps, so you can have a breakdown of who's quoting the most. And then just to the right of that, you've got the split for prospects and customers. So you can see how many customers and prospects you're quoting. So that's your quote split. So most of these are customers, and then you've got 11% of your prospects. So the next bit is the quote origin. So this is where you can see where you got your quotes from. So you can see a breakdown there. We can see if we've captured them via telemarketing, e-shots, exhibitions. So from this, you're able to see at a high level how profitable your marketing exploits have been. And then on the bottom right, a bit further along, you can see the reasons for losing the business. So as long as you're tagging this on your quotes, then this information will fill out automatically. So you can put a list of reasons in. So as I said previously, is it because they've lost it on price, lost it on relationship, for example, but you can put however many you want in there and start tagging your quotes to get insights like that. And then the next one is the sales rep and customer performance dashboard. Now, this is actually a new one that we added in beyond the original 10 that we did. So what this does is you would put a budget against all of your customers in PromoServe. And then what that will do is calculate your booked and billed values and then compare that to what budget you thought you were going to get. So it splits that budget out over a 12-month period and says, right, where are we versus where we expected to be? And then what it'll do, it'll use a traffic light system. So if we've not billed anything, it'll be red. And then if they've gone over, like this one at the bottom, then it'll go green. So we're able to see if you're on or over budget based on your customers. Now, what you can do is you can select a customer on the left-hand side if you want to see one customer, or what you can do is select a particular sales rep. So if you've got multiple reps and you want to be able to see how they're doing versus how we expected them to be doing for their customers, then you can easily just select the rep and then it'll recalculate all this information. The next one is the stock valuation and management dashboard. So again, you can put a date range in so that you make sure you're encapsulating all of your stock, even your slow moving stock. And then you can see your stock position. So what stock you've got for your products. And then you can see the stock value. And then you can also see a total as well. So on the left there, you can see your stock quantity. You can see your stock value. And then the quantity on the purchase order. So this is where you can see what you're expecting to get in And then on the sales side, quantity on sales orders, what you're expecting to go out. So if there is like a massive figure somewhere for a particular product, you can say, oh, we've not got enough for that. Let's get that sorted. So you can quickly and easily see things like that. And then the last one I've got here today is the supplier trends dashboard. So this is where you can see all of your purchases over time. So I've got a 3-year span here. So I'm able to see who my top suppliers are by value. So that's what this bit is here. And then to the right of that, I can see my top selling products by supplier. So if I click on a supplier, it will break this down for the top selling products by that particular supplier. So I know exactly what I'm purchasing from them.